In the previous videos, I showed you how the new to me RV kept breaking down in multiple places, leaving me stranded in multiple service stations along my journey. Luckily, Camping World stepped up, did the right thing, and bought the RV back. And I picked up a new tow vehicle to pull behind the RV. Heading down to Houston to go pick up my new RV. I'll kind of fill you in there, but I've been actually pretty honestly surprised and happy with how Camping World has dealt with this whole thing. They obviously have offered and are buying the old RV back and giving me credit for everything, my expenses and everything, fixing everything. And because they were so nice dealing with everything, I was kind of shopping around for new RVs. I found one in their network I like, and they're helping me get that new RV, and it'll end up working out pretty well, because rather than them buying it back and then me buying the new one and all that stuff, they're going to work a deal, kind of trade in, so that way they're going to give me credit for everything. So then the purchase price is technically a lot less, so the taxes are going to be a lot less. So I end up getting a newer RV, a nicer RV, and I'm going to pay less in taxes than I would. So, I'll show you that new RV when I get there tomorrow. I'm pretty stoked about it. Dropped off the trailer. As you see, I got this thing loaded to the gills. I got to organize it a little bit better so that I can make room to take the dogs with me. But I got to get this thing ready to go to be pulled behind the RV. So it's pretty easy to do, to get the Bronco ready to flat pull. It's just a little software thing you do in there, but you do have to rig the trailer lights. So I bought this wiring harness. It's already set for this vehicle, so then I don't have to change any of the connectors or splice anything in or do anything, but I still have to I have to take these little panels off, access the tail light back here, and then run my wiring underneath up to the front of the Bronco so that I can connect it to the trailer lights on the RV. So I basically just patch into the tail lights here, and just, it's just got a little connector that goes like that. I ran some new wiring alongside existing wiring harnesses and then zip tied them in. All right, I'm mostly finished here. So what I did is I spliced in tail lights and then put a new drop down for, trailer lights out there, out the back. Ran that underneath the frame all the way up. I've got some more wiring in here that I gotta clean up. I gotta put all the way, but I'll do that in a little bit. I gotta run some errands to get some stuff. So the trailer lights come all the way here, down, up into here. I gotta get some bolts here to bolt this in, but now it's a 6-pin, so that'll hook into the RV. And then also I ran some more power lines here to a 12-volt out here. So this will connect to my trailer brake, or my RV brake. So I'll show you that thing in a little bit. It's a blue aux. When you're flat towing this thing and you hit the brakes, it'll hit the lights back here, but it doesn't hit the brakes on this until you run more stuff. So I got that blue aux and it runs the trailer brakes here, but you need to have power to it. And the thing is that after about 30 or 45 minutes, the power automatically shuts off to the Bronco. It just times out. So I had to run a separate 12-volt power supply to that. And what I did on this 6-pin, I haven't hooked it up yet, but it's right here to that 6-pin harness, which is down here. You can also get power from the RV, so connect that to the battery, so it'll keep the battery topped off, so that running the trailer brakes, so that this doesn't, run the battery down on the RV. And then there's one more thing here. So I've got to find a way to put all this stuff up underneath here. I'll do that in a minute. I'll get zip tie it up and get it out of the way. But there's that one more cable that I got. That's part of the thing. I need to go get some bolts here to bolt this on. See, I bolted this right here, but I need to get some more bolts. And anyway, get some more bolts. There's a disconnect, a quick disconnect, or a emergency disconnect. If the RV separates from the if the Bronco separates from the RV, it'll automatically pull that little pin out and it'll apply the brakes on the Bronco. So almost finished with it here. I just got to button everything up, clean everything up, zip tie everything out of the way, but I got to run to AutoZone to get some stuff. All right, we are, I should have filmed it. I stayed in the hotel here in Katy, Texas yesterday. Came down to the Camping World Katy, Texas and did a test drive on a new RV. Not a new, a used. It came down, it's a 2019, so it's significantly newer. It's still a Fleetwood, but it's a Fleetwood Discovery. So the Fleetwood Providence, which was the one I had picked out from last time, that's kind of like their high-end RV. And I did the Discovery, which is kind of, it's still their upper end. Still a diesel pusher, and it's got the nice trim and all that, but it doesn't have the tag axle, and it's, you know, it's still their higher end RV. It's just not their premium level. Did a proper test drive on it, got it on the highway, drove it around for about 15-20 minutes. Everything looks good. It drove really well. It sounded good. It looks good. Yeah, it's a pretty bus. We made a deal on it. They're basically, so this Camping World here, I'll show you when we get there. All right, we're here at Camping World now. I gotta say their facility is pretty nice. They have a lot of RVs here. I was definitely impressed by their professionalism. Definitely up a level from my last experience with Camping World. These guys are pretty good. So, and they've been really easy to deal with. We're just waiting on the finance stuff to happen because they have to pay off my old one and then redo the new one. And yeah, so they made it pretty well, easy to do. So this new RV is a little bit more expensive. Obviously it's newer, but the way we're working the deal is they're giving me like full credit trade-in for everything and all that, so like the taxes end up being a lot less, so it works out well. So I'm excited about it. I guess I will head in and see where they are in the situation, because I've got to drive 16 hours, and that's according to Google Maps, you know, so it's going to be like 18 hours by the time you add fuel stops and everything. I got to be there by tomorrow afternoon, so man, I got a long way to drive in a short amount of time. They had a pretty big showroom there at the Katy Trail Camping World, so to kill some time, I walked through some of the units. So they have a pretty nice showroom here. Longest bumper tow I've ever seen. That has got to be 45 feet. That's crazy. And then my new RV was ready to go. All right, it's coming up on rush hour, and I want to get out of Houston before that happens, and so I will give you more information about this RV when I can. I got a long way to go and a short time to get there. Yep, I did have a long way to go. Almost 1,200 miles in less than 24 hours. I had plans for New Year's in South Florida. All right, this is my second Buc-ee stop of the night. They have like the cheapest gas. You end up spending more on like food and crap. But anyway, so second Buc-ee stop of the night, and I've driven 7 hours so far. I have another 9 to go. So I think I'm gonna drive for like another, it's 11:30 right now. I'll drive till about 2 in the morning, and I'll stop somewhere and sleep, and then I'll continue on in the morning. All right. About 2 in the morning, I found a rest stop to pull over and sleep, and I stayed there until dawn. Boys. I made it just in time to pick up Chloe from the airport and head to our RV park. All right. Say hello. Okay, I will promise I'll give you guys a proper tour in a minute, but we got to get on the road. I want to get through Miami before rush hour. We're going to head down to the Florida Keys. So I'm buttoning up the RV now. I pulled in all 3 slides before we got moving. Because this slide is so big, it actually has locks to hold it in place. It was about a 3 or 4 hour drive from Palm Beach down to the Florida Keys. traffic down here has been pretty bad, but we're almost here. So this is it. This is the RV park right here. Alright, it's about time I give you a proper tour of this thing. It's a 2019 Fleetwood Discovery. It's got a Cummins 380 horsepower in it, 3 slides, you know, it's a Class A diesel pusher. I'm gonna give you a little tour here of it. I'll just kind of walk around and talk to you about it. So, big nice awning that comes out. There is LED lights in there, but they're not working for some reason. They are working on that one. It's probably just a wiring thing. You know, this slide comes out there. It's got an outdoor entertainment system, TV, all that stuff. There's plenty of storage in all these areas here, you know. It goes all the way through to the other side. Got a place for hanging up tools and all that stuff there, water fill. You know, another slide here back, and then, you know, nothing special really. I've got the tow hitch, which I'll show you how I'm using that later on. And then this entire side slides out about 2 feet, so there's a lot of space there, and then your water and sewer connections and all that stuff. All right, so that's the outside. The paint's in great condition, everything. The rear tires are getting older. They're about 6 years old, so they need to be replaced. After this trip, I'm gonna replace the rear tires, but they're not the big giant semi-tractor tires. I mean, they are, but they're not the big giant ones. They're not like super expensive. The tread is still really good on them. I mean, the tread's fine, but they're 6 years old. 9 times out of 10 on these RVs, you're gonna age out the tire before you're putting enough miles on it to get the tread down. Because I think these tires can go like 80,000 miles, right? The RV only has 70,000 miles on it. So, well, one thing is cool. You know, the mirrors have cameras on them there and there. And then there's also a rear view camera, and I'll show you where they're hooked up. Walking inside, the dogs are happy to see me. Coming in here, the downside, you know, it's got a little wear on these seats right here. This one's a little bit better, but it is what it is. What I do like is that it's got 2 nice big screens right here. So this one stays on, you got left, right, rear, and then if I turn the turn signal on, it'll switch to the left side. If I turn the turn signal on the other way, it'll turn to the right side. And of course, if I put it in reverse, it'll do that. And then this one will do the same thing. If I put it in left turn signal, it'll show me the left side. If I turn it right, it'll show me the right side. So pretty nice there. Nice blackout shades that go all the way around, keeps it nice and cool in here. Yeah, you know, it's the driver's cockpit area there. And then here it is. So, you know, it's like 12 feet wide in here with the slides all the way open, because this side flies out and then this side flies out. This is cool. Tile floor, and it's actually heated. So this tile floor is heated. That's how you do the main heat in here, which is pretty nice. I've got this set up as my office. You know, they have an option to put like more of a settee in here, like a U-shaped settee. That's what I would have preferred, but it does all right. It does have an electric fireplace, that works great. And then this TV, I don't have it turned on, but it'll actually show the outside cameras too, which is kind of weird. Full size household refrigerator with these little locks on it, so that when you're underway, you can hit lock and it won't open. And then a freezer down here. And it does have an ice maker. Sorry, Chloe does not come with the RV. I'm sure that would be an option, but not really. All right, come on over here. Dishwasher, induction cooktop, 2 sides here, double sink, and nice tile backsplash with the accent lights, convection microwave oven, and lots of storage all the way through there. There you go. Come in here, it has a half bath, so this door will close off. Half bath. I mean, it's nice for guests to use, all that. Still plenty of storage all the way up in there. Then here, you have a washer and a dryer, so that's nice. My last RV only had just a washer dryer combo. It's nice to be able to do. It goes a little faster, obviously. You know, pantry here with the drawers that slide out. Hanging lockers, plenty of space there, and there's one on the other side over here. This bed, actually, to put it away, you actually have to, you can see how it folds up. So in order for this slide to fully close, the bed has to be up. But another hanging lock here, and then coming back to the master bath. Nice big shower tiled in and everything. It's not even like the, you know, the plastic enclosure. Sink, like a household toilet, which is nice, kind of there. And then more hanging locker stuff here. You know, more closet space, and then ample space to put all your stuff back there. So, all right, Miss Chloe, what are your thoughts on the RV?
It's way better than the old one. It's really nice and secure because you've got the cameras and things. And these drawers, compared to the old one, they hitch and like stay closed when you're driving, so that nothing goes flying out. There's nothing, you know. I worried about the dogs a little bit before, but yeah, this one's good because nothing comes flying out. You don't have to, as you're moving, and yeah. It's really
what do you think, boys? You don't care.
They're just happy to be here.
All right, so that's it. 2019 Fleetwood Discovery. So this is like their upper mid-level trim. So like for Fleetwood, the Providence, the RV I had for 2 months, was actually their upper level trim. Tag axle, all that stuff. But it was also 7 years older, right? So.
Note, it's really funny. He's pretending like he actually eats food for the camera.
Oh, wow. So this is not even their mid-level trim. They have a mid-level trim. This is just, you know, most are, the only thing like this doesn't have compared to their high-level trim is that automatic locking doors on the outside, like for the underneath and all that, and then automatic lights come on. Like it's all manual, but whatever. It's fine. But all right. Welcome to the RV. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. In the next set of videos, we take you on an RV adventure through the Florida Keys and then down to Key West. If you'd like early access to the videos, please consider becoming a channel member or joining our Podia at sailingdoodles.podia.com.